Hey guys, it's me Man Action, bring us some more things, right? Ace Attorney, Justice for All. In the last part, we found a new ability. We got a new ability known as the Psylocke, and in today's part, we are going into the first day of the trial. So, without further ado, let's get into it. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean? No, I heard it's his successor this time. Successor? Manfred Von Karma. He was a really sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks. Also he could win. He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sorts of dirty tricks he used to get each of those guilty verdicts. And now his successor, I wonder what kind of person they will turn out to be. It's no good. Mr. Gamaya, Pearly? You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother is watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the manor and followed the map. Don't tell me you walked all the way here. Of course not. I ran. I can't. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours. Man, this girl has some serious. Sign her off for the Olympics, man. Pearly, what about the train? What's the train? I give up. It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's an Archrival. Well, he's also our friend. I still remember him as if I had just seen him only yesterday. Every trial was scorched fierce battle until the very end. It was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life. Maya, please don't mention that name ever again. Oh, but why, Nick? I'm sorry, Mara. I forgot you don't know. He's gone, and he's not coming back. What? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will commence shortly. Please proceed into the courtroom. Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway. Nick. Yeah, so Edgeworth, after, I believe, what was it? Yeah, after the 5th trial, I believe, he gave up. He stopped being a prosecutor. Or was I wrong? Kind of feel that I was wrong. Wait. Nah, yeah, I'm right. After the last trial, he gave up being a prosecutor. Are the prosecution and defense prepared? What is with this girl? Ahem, Miss Wright, are you finally prepared? Huh? Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You must be a little shocked because I am a woman, correct? Trying to do a voice for her is actually kind of difficult. Hold on, this kid is the famed prosecutor Von Karma. I am Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Revenge? That's talking about father? If it's something of a personal nature, I'm sure you can. How? I'm talking. Oh, she carries a whip. Damn. If you interrupt me again, my whip will do speaking for me. Please speak with your mouth like a normal person, I beg you. Damn! Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I don't know what Germans sound like exactly. But I'm gonna try and do my best with her voice. And that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch. Very well. What is the defense's position? Your Honor? Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty? Yes. Foolish fool who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you running for the justified self-defense plea in no time. Justified self-defense. A plea usually reserved for when a person unintentionally kills in defense of themselves. We could very easily make a solid case, but if it was self-defense, but it wasn't self-defense. The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone. How foolish. If that's how you want to play it, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall call the first witness. She's just as scary as her father, like daughter, I suppose. If you have a scary father like that, man, she must have a tough childhood. Witness, your name and occupation. Yes, sir, my name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct. Ah! Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder. Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The challenge chamber. I'm gonna try this voice. The challenge chamber has no windows and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and I can't do that voice. I'm trying to do like a kind of American voice, but I can't do it. And the defendant were in the room. What were you doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit? The look of disbelief on the judge's face. Ahem. Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the front door down and rushed into the room. Ah, that's when they found that victim was already dead, right? That the victim was already dead, sorry. I keep missing words. I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever presided over. Floor plan is it. So, how was the victim killed? I was about to get to that. Stop wasting my time then. The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wounds was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir. Not a piece of evidence. The court accepts it into evidence. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Let's go. The right cause of death was pistol shot before head. Press. The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it? It was the victim's. The victim? Why would he have... Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you are missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not paying attention to that, then I suggest you start. Fingerprints? There were fingerprints? Along with the victims. The defendant, Maya's face, were also on the grip set. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon. I walked right into their hands there. But now we know a bit more information. The shot was fired. I can't speak. Point blank, huh? So, about how far was it? It was anywhere between 12 and 20 inches away. And how do you know he was shot at point blank? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of the foolish foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country. Man, try saying that. That's like a tongue twister right there. Excuse me? Gunpowder burn. Gunpowder burn? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire, and that gets real hot, pal. And there were definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead. Wow, I never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Live and learn, hanging on. I'm not gonna sing that song. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Stabbed. And what was he stabbed with? A fruit knife. I see. And whose knife was it? It looks like it belonged to the face, sir. And of course, Maya's fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh? This does not look good. Ha ha ha! I feel like doing a Joe Summer laugh, but I don't think that's gonna fit. What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The wound was very severe. Oh man, I'm getting my voice confused. The wound was blah blah blah. How severe was the wound? If it had been half an inch more to the right, it would have hit the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand. This testimony makes Maya look like she stabbed him with the intent to kill. The murder. Okay, I don't. Oops! No, I played so far. There's more about the murder question. Okay, so I didn't mean to. That one. Are you sure he was stabbed first, then shot? Yup. Sure as can be. One look at the wound and you'd come to the conclusion too, pal. A fool is a fool who will only listen to foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Does it matter then which was first? Think a little more before you open that big mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What a pain. That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well. The court accepted them into evidence. So we got the knife and the gun. The date and time of death was June 19th at 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time. And the 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them? This does seem like an open and shut case. Naturally. This is going from bad to worse. As if the summary just now wasn't over explaining things to the extreme. Your Honor, feel free to slam that little gavel of yours. After all, there is no room left for doubt, is there? That is quite true. Mr. Wright? Yes. Even in the face of all this, do you still wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinion of this court that if you do not adjust your plea, you will stand to lose. See, just as I promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes. What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change it to justify self-defense? Because now would be the time to do so. This is your final chance. This is a huge decision. I better think about this all the way. Okay, let's think about this. Okay, what can we? I want to have a look. Wait, he said there were 2 shots fired. What happened to the other shot? That's the channeling chamber. That's the side room. That's the winding way. And that's the meditation room. You have to go through the winding way in the side room. Okay. I think we should plead not guilty. If I were to plead justified self-defense, we'd basically be confessing to a murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be destroyed and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor? Have you reached a decision, a conclusion, Mr. Wright? The defense will not change its plea. We will continue nothing short of a complete acquittal. You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright, detective. Yes? Present the final portion of your testimony. The final strike. Yes, sir. Shouldn't it be yes, ma'am? Because she's a woman. Whatever. Now see here. Proceedings are run by... Eek! Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your test. Why is she allowed to whip the judge? Like, someone needs to take that shit from her. Okay, so there's apparently incriminating evidence. Sorry, pal, but there's an even more incriminating piece of evidence. This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed the person who, without doubt, was not fighting back. So this is a costume. There certainly is evidence of back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links my fate to the crime, sir. I see. The court accepts this into evidence. So much evidence. Alright, Mr. Wright. Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood scattered on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Please stop calling me by my full name, it's disturbing. Okay, so we just gotta press everything, see what he's got to say. Why didn't you say so in the testimony earlier? You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come on, Mr. Wright, there's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that. Man, the judge is such a pussy, holy crap. Maya's costume? Yes, she was wearing this when we arrested her. Maya, she's wearing her channeling costume today too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? No, If she wear you, well, it's the same logic as why Gumshoe always wears the same outfit. Why you wear the same outfit you wear the same suit every goddamn day. So I don't think you should be crying about people not being allowed to wear anything else. But it'd be kind of like hard to make a game where the character's clothes constantly change, like every day, depending. But yeah, I think that's a detail a lot of people don't really care about. So there's blood from the defendant on the victim, on the defendant. Definitely not good. With any other clues you could glean from the piece of evidence? Well, if you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, none of time to move on. Yes, Miss Von Karma is correct, perfectly correct. Blah. Great, now you judge on the side. But if I bite off more than you can chew, press further. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she threw out an objection like that. There must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder. Miss Wright? Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way you could poke a hole in it. Looks like. Let me have a look. Might as well. Time of the mother. I don't know. Oh yes! Everybody wears that thing. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence. Or maybe I could be wrong. Maybe. Let's see what happens. What are you talking about, pal? Where is the problem you are talking about? I've come this far. There's no turning back now. What's wrong with this? Wait, there's a hole. What the hell is that hole? I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of the costume. There's a time. I guess I was wrong. There's something else. I did ask because you can't have a look at it. If you go on the thing, you can't have a deeper look at it. So that's kind of unfair. But whatever. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder. It looks like I found the hole I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole. Order. This is a very grave matter. It's best we correct the court record first before anything else. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir. Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke and nothing more. How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. While I agree it was a mistake on the part of the police, what Prosecutor Von Karma has said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definitive problem with the evidence, then no way. Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. The defendant attacked and killed the person. Well, that was there. So he was not fighting back. How do you know if he wasn't? We can find no evidence that the victim up any sort of struggle, pal. So did the murderer have to fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around this murder changed drastically. We're in trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. He had a gun! What the hell? That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. I have to somehow find the critical contradiction, and then I'll have her. About fighting back. Was not fighting back. Was not. Why did he have a gun then? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Shit. I'm wrong. I made a mistake. I thought as well, man. I thought he did. Ah, I got it wrong. Let's have a think. Defendant attacked, killed the person. Ah, fighting back. I need to prove that the guy was fighting back. Telling us gunpowder rifle round bullet hole. You can see it's double in black. He was not fighting back. Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes? Hey, having called my full name is kind of a weird feeling. You said that my client killed a person who, without doubt, was not fighting back. That doesn't explain the bullet hole. Yeah, I did. Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlooked supposed to mean? What does it mean? I'll tell you what it means. Okay. Is this what it means to not fight back? Being shot out? Yeah, that's not being fighting back, yeah. It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything. Alright, the wind seems to be shifting. Ha! What is this? What are you finished yet laughing? Are you finished yet, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma? It seems that my affair was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea. That is correct. But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Uh-oh. Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all. No. Well, yes, that's true. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense. Huh? How so? Ah! Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we acquired added in, of course. You mean by myself? You want me to put the scenario all by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir. He is so whipped. During the challenging, the defendant saw her chance to grab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were so close, he missed. The defendant then picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun and ended it. The scenario you have put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright? Just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily. Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please. Alright. Third cross-examination of Detective Gumshoe. There is difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems likely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. But that, now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Wright? Mr. Phoenix, right? Oh, she's using his full name. Maya Fey was in the middle of a channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Curain channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe she studied up on the Curain channeling technique. Like I said before, I'm perfect. About what you were talking, if you haven't realized beforehand, I kind of cut the voices because I'm not a voice actor. I'm not a voice actor. Never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. Of course, the victim used the lasso strength to fight back, sir. So when he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad. How bad would you say it was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterwards I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. I guess damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry. Why did she hit him there? That makes no sense. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot. Okay. Don't need to read it again because I wrote already. So you're saying that the bullet hole is in this costume. In this costume was made then. Sorry, pal. That's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up on the opening and took. Okay, I keep saying I don't need to read that. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it and pull it pull it there. What did you say? I need to stop skipping before I finish reading. Sorry. Even me, I wonder. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect. My testimony certainly makes us look very bad, but there's got to be a contradiction in there somewhere, and uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Man, that was hard, man. Oh man, I got lucky. I got bare lucky. I just got lucky with that one. I got lucky with that one. What do you mean? The other hole was actually created was a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Dr. Oh, now I get it. Because if they were really close together, then it would have just exploded in his thing. It would have just exploded. No, it wouldn't. What's the word I'm looking for? It would have made a bigger hole than that. Then, if that was true, Then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank range, the burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh, but there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. Well, how was that? As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stab was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Well then, that's right, the defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There. That should satisfy even you. That does make a lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. At that point, I'm going to end up this video. It's been pretty long, so thank you guys for watching today's video. I'll probably cut some stuff out in editing, but don't worry about that. But thank you guys for watching today's episode. Today's episode. Well, it's kind of weird because I number them as parts, but in the description I have episodes, so it's kind of weird. But I'm gonna try and not get used to saying episode every time, but whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys later for some more. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Peace.